Hello everyone, today we're going to have a look to Cienapps, the ERP specialized for the woodworking industry. So just to start, a quick question. I'm going to do a parallel between the human brain and ERP because people are often asking the question, what is really ERP? Why would I need it? What does it actually do? So doing that parallel, I think it's going to make it a little bit clearer. So for instance, none of us right now watching this video, doing this video, are thinking about breathing, right? We're just doing it because the brain knows that without air, without oxygen, we would all be dead. Same would go for the ERP. The ERP centralizes all of the information all in the same place, so then it can actually analyze the information between the sales department, the project management, production, the scheduling, and so forth, so that everybody can coordinate the right action between in the parallel of the brain, the different organs, or in a company between the different departments, so that then everything would run smoothly all together. So just to put a little bit more grease on that, on one side you would have the sales module. So the sales module, its whole goal is actually to be able to manage the customer relationship, to be able to have contracts, quotes, create tasks, have goals, objectives, and view everything through a dashboard. Now, once you've won your sale through the CRM, you can then just click on one button and then the quote will flip into an order. And now in that order, you'll be able to manage multiple quotes into the same order and multiple work orders into the same order as well. So that way you're going to be able to have an effective costing of your projects, as well as sending all of the right information to the right departments, all from a centralized area again. Now the whole goal of an ERP, and I'm going to repeat this throughout the whole presentation, is that changing one thing will impact all of the other departments. So now nobody will have to be a fireman anymore. So I'm going to have my projects with the right dates, the right information, so that way I can also schedule my projects appropriately to respect what I have promised. That also means that from there, I'll be able to do my procurement. So what do I need to buy, when I need to buy it, from who I need to buy it, at what price do I need to buy it, and all of that according to your inventory levels. Then you'll have to track your production, see what has been produced, what is yet to be produced, and when is it going to happen down the timeline. Afterwards, it's going to be all about shipping. So you've done the final production. You need to know, where are my shippable items? When do I need to actually expedite them? So you'll have something that will be live telling you exactly what you need to ship when. And of course, you'll be able to not forget one thing behind on the loading docks. Now, it's going to be sent to the field, to the site, so that way all of your installers, when they wake up in the morning, they just open up their system, and then from there, they're able to know where they need to go, who is their contact, what are the tasks that needs to be done, and everything is in one central place. Of course, they're going to be also able to take pictures and send those back to the project manager. Finally, you'll have the accounting, so it's all about money in the end. We are all here to make money because from here you're going to be able to do all of your invoices, so that way you're sure that every project is going to be paid in a timely manner. So now let's start with the sales. So as I was saying, the first and main goal of the sales is really to optimize the sales process. So that way you are not letting one project down. You are sure to increase your effectiveness to the maximum. So that way you have actually real-time insight on your different projects or your different quotes, your different clients. Just so that way you'll be able to instantly access all of the key data to take the right decisions. And everything will also be centralized. So in one area, you'll be able to have the view of all of the items related to that client, all of the items that have been done for that client as well. So what is the in and the out? So that way you can justify each and single sale. So this would look a little bit like this. This is an example of a quote. So in this example, you'll be able to have, for instance, a kitchen. I could have important all of this information from the design tool of Cabinet Vision. So I would have my list of cabinets. I would have my right pricing. I have all of the information. Who is the sales rep, the representatives? What is the quoting stage? This is fully configurable. What is the estimated delivery date, the estimated installation date, estimated closing date, valid through project reference, and so forth. Now, of course, this is just a small part of what is very interesting, because now the other items is really what is the information regarding the client. So as I was saying a little bit earlier, you'll have all of the information centralized around that. All of the orders, all of the work orders, all of the invoices, what has been paid, what is left to be, what is outstanding, all of the deposit, the different tasks related to that client. All of that will be centralized. So as I was saying, you can do your quote from Cabinet Vision directly and then import it into the system, or you can also add the products manually if you want to quote manually, or you could also create just a folder, and then from that folder you could add the manual price for that specific folder if you would want to have different rooms and so forth. So you have multiple ways to actually do your quotes. So from what we've done now, we've just looked at the sales module, a quick overview. So the whole thing here is to replace hope with certainty, so you have full visibility on every lead, quote, and follow-up. You're going to be able to have everything connected directly to production and quoting, because this is also another important part of the system. So if everything is centralized, you can make sure that what you are going to sell actually reflects what is open in your production. Because maybe you would want to sell a hardwood job, and now that hardwood job would most likely go 8 weeks out. But maybe then you would have one that would have been pushed out because of site delays. So now you have an open time that is a little bit closer. So you could pull that one a little bit in. So when you're going to do your sale, you can say to the client, well, look, Mrs. Smith, if you are able to give me the deposit today, instead of going 8 weeks out, it could go 6 weeks out. And that's going to create a real advantage to actually close more deals. And that's all that we want, because sales is the oxygen of the whole business. You'll have instant status updates and live sales forecasting as well. This is another very important part, and this is the sales dashboard, because you need to know what is happening in your business. You need to view what are the next steps. Who is your best salesperson? What do you currently have in the pipeline? What is your closing rate? Who is the best salesperson? What do you need to do to actually sell more? And what will be your next strategic decision? So that way you are sure that you will be able to actually grow your business at a steady rate. So we've done our sale. Everybody is now very nervous to start the project. So we just click on a button. By clicking on that button, you have the chance, or you have to make the decision between, do I want to flip that quote into a new order or an existing order? And from there, you'll be able to centralize all of the information for your project. So the whole goal here is to have the order as a central pillar for your project, so that every project starts and is built around the order. It's going to give you all of the right information to create real-time forecasting, to have real-time costing as well as having forecasted costing. So that way you'll be able to make the difference between both. So we often say it's not just an ERP, it's your operational brain. So CRM, quoting, time tracking, project management, inventory, purchasing, everything is under one roof. So that way, if it's not just hiring an entire back office, it's not having multiple people doing all of that manually. It's having one system to make it all smarter, and it won't take any Fridays off. So what does the order look like? The order basically looks exactly like the quote, but you'll have a few additional information, such as your cost and real costs that are going to be here, and that you can refresh as the project moves forward. So the more it will move forward, more you receive material. Material will be assigned to the project. The labor will change. Manufacturing cost overhead will also, in that case, should stay the same. You'll have your cost price. You'll be able to see your profit margin go up or down, and you'll have all of the information toward this. You'll also have all of the activities linked to that project. So all of the quotes, all of the work orders, if you have any shipping orders, invoices, everything under the same roof again. Now, as I was saying at the beginning, we can actually import for the quote, but another very important part is to be able to import the bill of material. So that would be the second part from Cabinet Vision. So you've done your sale, you've done your first drawing. Everybody, Mrs. Smith is very happy. Now you have to go on site and do site measurements to make sure that the cabinets will actually fit, right? So this is the second option, the second step. Now you're going to receive all of the right information. You're going to do your optimization into Cabinet Vision, and then you're going to be able to export your bill of material, which you will then import into Cienapps. So that way you have all of the right materials into the ERP for every project. So currently we've already done our sale. We've also looked at our project. We've done our importation of our bill of material. Now it's time to schedule. So we have multiple ways to actually schedule in the ERP Cienapps. You can do the manual scheduling. You could also have the task scheduling, but you also have, and that is I would say, the part that everybody likes the most. It's the automatic scheduler, or the way we call it, the visual processor. So the whole goal here is actually to have a visual processor. So it's a Gantt chart that will automatically schedule the task based on the due dates, or based on the installation date, or whatever the date that you will choose. You have 3 different choices, and that way it is an intuitive interface so that you can actually move the tasks around. All of the other ones will follow. So that way you're not stuck on a whiteboard having to move all of the tasks around all day long and finishing with your day full of marker, going and running around through the shop and telling your guys to just stop what they're doing, do something else, and move all of those heretically. So the whole goal is to have everything centralized in one place. So on this side, it would give you a chart that would look like this. So you can actually choose all of the different stations that you're going to see on here. You'll be able to then say, well, in this case, you have your bottleneck that is appearing right here. So that is another very important part. You could decide even to see what are the management task, office, labor, training, and so forth. So you can really decide what you want to see in this scheduler. And then I would get a call and saying Project Frederick is moving out one day. I could just move it out one day. The other subsequent tasks will move accordingly. Now, I just basically touched just further with the notion or the information about a bottleneck. So this image here represents exactly what a bottleneck is. You have all of the information that is going through one place, and then it's going to get to that specific bottleneck where only one will be able to get out. Now, the magic with the bottleneck is that it will never die, unfortunately. So in woodworking shop especially, so once you solve a bottleneck, a new one will appear. So the whole goal here, and that's a little bit what I usually say to my customers, is you need to be able to impose a rhythm on your bottleneck. So that way you'll create a harmony between all of your shop. And now you'll be able to actually visualize and say, well, I'm going to step up the game for my CNC. I'm going to add a second CNC. Now you've added a second CNC. You'll see that the bottleneck for the CNC will now disappear because you'll have a new one. Maybe that one will be at the edge bending. So now you'll need to add another edge bender maybe. Or maybe it's not true at all, because maybe that your perception of your shop is not the reality, because when you have everything flowing and you see everything visually advancing, then you realize that the bottleneck is maybe at the assembly. Now you're looking at assembly, it's just about adding a new table and a new person. That might be even worse than adding a new CNC. So it's all about actually having the right data to have the right harmony created in your shop. So we've done our sales, we've done our project management, we've done our importation of our bill of material, we've done our schedule. So you don't need another report, you need a control tower. It's a little bit what I was explaining. So that's what a visual processor is. So every job, every stage is crystal clear. Everything is scheduled automatically. And it's also a key part of the whole ERP. It's not separated. So that means when I get a call, the project manager gets a call from the GC telling him he has to push out his project of 1 week. The project manager just goes in the order, changes the date of 1 week. It's going to ask him if he wants to reschedule, and he can just click yes, and it's going to reschedule the job. It's going to be able to also allow the production coordinator to identify bottlenecks instantly. So now that we've scheduled everything, the next step will actually be to do our procurement. So the whole goal of the procurement is to be able to have an automated purchase order generated from what you have in inventory. So you need to know what you need to purchase, when you need to purchase it, and of course, to whom you need to purchase it. So based on your work orders, based on your schedule, you'll be able to know what you need, when you need it. And the system will tell you. You'll be able to reserve the right material for production right before you start it, but make sure that you also have that material in stock according to minimums and maximums. So that way you will leverage all of the inventory that you have. Make sure that you have the minimum inventory, right? Because you don't want to have too much of everything. You want to be able to purchase at the right time, because it's going to be money that's going to be laying on the ground. Because if something pushes out, which is out of your control, then you will be stuck with the materials. So you don't want that to happen. So when we look at the just-in-time module, it's going to look like this system here. So you'll be able to see what you have to reserve as of material for each and single work orders. And then you'll also see what you need to purchase for all of those different work orders. So when I would click on one like this, and I would click on buy, now the system will also go fetch all of the other items that I need to purchase for that specific supplier. So that way you're going to be able to leverage volume discounts to the full extent as possible. You'll also see if you have any items that the pricing is too high. So if you have a high pricing, it's going to flag it to you right away. You'll see what are the quantities that you need, what are the quantities received or to receive. So when you're going to be ready, it's just going to be about one click, and you're going to be able to transfer that to Seablink. Transferring to Seablink is another very important component. It's going to send out the order electronically from this platform to your supplier. The supplier will then be able to answer to your order on the same platform, which will update your system. So if, for instance, I'm sending out this order for all of those work orders, for all of those products, and then the supplier would answer back and say, well, this product here is now, it's going to be more expensive. So you would receive a notification saying that now the status for that item will be red, as the other ones will be green. So now you would have the choice to accept the change, remove the item, or accept the change or remove the item, basically, right? So from here, then the system would update itself. It would say, well, the last time that I've paid for that item or I've purchased that item, the price was X now. It will change into the whole system. Same goes for the delivery delay. And of course, you're going to be able to configure a buffer because, of course, we often get calls saying like, oh, the truck broke down, or I got a flat tire, or whatever reason. It often happens, or it happens from time to time, let's say. So that way you already have the right information for all of your system. Talked a little bit about Sibling. So it's all about doing the connection with your suppliers. We also work on a daily basis to have suppliers connected directly into their system. So that means that you would have a real-time inventory. It's something that we've done in the past and that we're doing again and again. So having as many suppliers as possible on the platform, so that way they will be able to have live inventory for you. Now, any suppliers can be created and added on the platform as well from the client. So that means you would be able to create any supplier, even your supplier that would be for your toilet paper back in the office. We've done our sale, we've done our project management, we've imported our project, our bill of material, we've done our schedule, and now we've done our procurement. So now you don't pay to store wood, hardware, or dreams. You pay to receive, build, deliver, and repeat. So it's all about smart purchasing and delivery timing. It's about having less inventory and of course more cash flow. It's about everything fully connected with your production schedule as well, and have tighter supplier coordination. Now when we get on the production side, the whole goal of the production side is actually to be able to follow what has been scheduled. Now, you need to have tasks sent out to the right people. The labels from Cabinet Vision will flow through the shop, and those will be driving the cabinet creation or the cabinet manufacturing. Now, the other side is about punch clocks. It's about tracking the job. It's about tracking labels. It's about sending live tasks if there's something that's not happening the right way. It's about having and viewing the right documents at the right time as well for every different stations. And of course, centralizing all of the data, so then we can take the right decisions at the end. So if we would look at the different tasks, now I would have filtered for a specific work order, but you could filter for a specific employee, specific type of task, or even have do the view for a specific station. And then you would be able to see what are the tasks that are late, what are the tasks that are open, closed, which are the tasks that still needs to be accomplished, and so forth. And you'll be able to see to who they are assigned. When I would get into one task, I would be able to scan when I start, scan when I finish, see the estimated duration of that task, see everybody who punched into that task as well. So if you punch in, you start, you punch out, you finish, and then move forward. You could punch in, punch out, then go to your break, come in again, punch in, punch out. Now it's going to be Jonathan that's going to be punching in and out. So you would have the whole list of who worked on each task. You'll be able to also see all of the right documents for your production, view all of the communications, see all of the purchases, as well as all of the materials. So our system was built in North America for North America. It's not a generic ERP. So we all know generic ERPs. They are generally good. We were built for cabinets, kitchens, closets, for the woodworking industry specifically, with now more than 15 years of knowledge into this specific industry. And we've tailored all of our software for this specific industry. So now our project is complete. We need to ship that project. Now, just a little bit of a parenthesis. While I was working in a woodworking shop in the past, I was a project manager. And one thing that did happen to me at multiple occasions was that I received a call from the GC after a delivery on site, and he said, your bill of label and your bill of lading does not correspond with what I actually received in the truck. And the reason was that the people doing the loading at the docks got to the end of the door, and now materials wouldn't get in anymore. So the problem was that from there, well, in some cases, they didn't have the diligence to actually get to the front and say, hey, look, we have XYZ items that won't fit in the truck, so we have to let the truck go with what it has right now, and we'll have to go back and deliver the other items. And it did not also update the bill of lading. So on our side, we have the two-step shipping. So you're able to scan when it's out of the warehouse and when it's in the truck. So that way your bill of lading, when you're printing it, has exactly what is in the truck. So it's really about having a live shipping file. So this is just a quick example. You would be able to have labels for all of the different shippable items, and then from there, when it's scanned, it's going to be the quantity is going to go down, and then you'll be able to print the right bill of lading. So we've done our sale, we've done our project management, we've imported our bill of material, then we've also done our procurement, our schedule, we've done our procurement, we've done our production, we've shipped, now we're at the installation. So now we have to schedule our installers. So this is going to be a simple schedule where you're going to be able to schedule all of your installers. It's going to be linked to your order as well. So when you have the installation which is scheduled, it's going to show up on both sides. If you move out the item for the schedule or for the installation, then it's going to move the installation further out, and then you would have to assign to the right people. Now from there, it's going to be linked also to the mobile app. So the mobile app is really a small app that will give them all of the information towards you have to log some time, where you need to go, who are the contacts on site, how much time should you pass on site for this job, what are all of the documents that you're going to be needing to do the install as well. And then from there, you're going to be able to also create new tasks if there are any deficiency, take pictures, take videos, attach them, send them directly into the document. So that way you are sure that all of the information, again, is centralized and you're taking the right decisions at the right timing. So your installers are calling 6 times a day. You're babysitting a mess, actually. So you have to put your chaos on the leash, and that is not a pretty way to say it, but it is the truth. So to have real-time project tracking out of the shop is really important. Having mobile access in the field, live status updates, and of course, picture uploads from the site. Now, finally, the last part, but not the least, it's about the accounting. Like I said at the beginning, everything is about money in the end. So we need to invoice our projects, take all of the deposits, view credit limits for all of our different clients, take the payments, of course, view all of the receivable, the work in progress, all of the cost of revenue of projects. We have numerous different documents and different reports that you can see that will give you all of the information you need to optimize your business and to manage it the right way. So when you would want to invoice, it will look a little bit like something like this. And now you could just have to click on a button, and then by clicking on that button, you'll have to answer, well, is it received by whom? By whom is it received? And then you would add the payment method. So how was it paid? And then you would add the amount, and then you would be able to just transfer the invoice. It's going to be a click, and it's going to be sent out by email from the system directly. So let's say it's 14946.75, and then I would just click on transfer, and then it's going to create my my invoice. And I'm going to send it by email. And now you'll have all of the information. now you have an invoice that is created, an invoice document. So then when I would go into activities, now I also see my invoice. So the advantages of having one of those systems. So the first one is eliminating double entry, because each and single time it's going from one department to another. If you don't have those kinds of system, you will have some manual entry to do. You will have some manual data entry to do. And in most cases, it's going to be double entry, double data entry. So that means you're creating repetitive tasks. You want to eliminate those as much as possible so you can then boost the efficiency across the board of your whole business. So that will also create an enhanced team collaboration so that everybody has a shared access to the up-to-date information. So if one goes out on vacation, you're not stuck in a nightmare for a whole week. So that way everybody has the right information at the right time. It's going to also give you time to make smarter decisions, which will be driven by data, by real data, the data of your business. So you're going to be able to gain clear insight through all of the dashboards to be able to help you create your plan. So for tomorrow, for next week, next year, 3 years ahead. So all of that will be in one place. It's going to be also able to help you work smarter, not harder. Focus the energy where it really creates value. It's not going to be in double entry. It's not going to be in fixing mistakes. It's going to be about creating new customer relationship. It's going to be about making your cabinets at a faster pace. It's going to be about everything around your business that will actually help you grow. And of course, it's going to help you sleep better, because choosing an integrated management system will also give you a better chance or reduce the stress level. So that way you can now sleep soundly at night. So did you know that 73% of fast-growing companies outgrow their operational system? So in our case, our software was built to scale with you. It doesn't matter if you are just adding your 10th employee or your 100th employee. The system will work for both, because it will grow with you and help you level up. Now let's talk about pricing. We have different plans that can also go for different types of people. So we have the starter plan with an initial cost of $15,000, and it's going to be $300 per month for 3 concurring users. So concurring users, the way it works is you can be 25 employees. If you have 3 users, it means everybody can have a user, but only 3 people can be on the system at the same time. So then the second package would be $25,000, and it's going to be $500 per month for 5 users. The premium, it's going to be $50,000, and it's going to be for 10 users, and it's going to be $1,000 per month. Every additional user will be $100 per month per user. If you need a custom package, of course, you can give us a call, and we're going to be able to help you out. Now the onboarding journey. So it's been 15 years that we've been doing this. There are multiple ways to integrate clients, but we figured one that is, in our honest opinion, the best one. So it's going to be about having the this onboarding journey. So the first step is going to be the onboarding meeting. Then you'll have the Cienapps Academy and the integration. So the first one is the onboarding meeting. It's about 1 hour. You're going to meet with your integrator. You're going to learn about our different communication platform. You're going to gain access to your learning pack, gain access to your software, gain access to the customer portal, and of course, schedule your next training with your integrator. Then you'll have the Cienapps Academy. So the Academy is a web-based learning path where you're going to have different classes for all of the different modules. And from there, you'll have to listen to those classes, view the nomenclature, do all of the training, on your own time. And then at the end, you do homeworks. The end goal is to do your integration. Because what we want is we want to certify your clients. You want to certify the super user in a woodworking shop to actually be able to do a Cienapps integration. Now, the last part is going to be the integration. So attending an academy also requires a teacher. So every week for 2 hours per week for 3 months, you'll be able to meet with your integrator. And your integrator will guide you step by step on what you need to do according to what you viewed in the academy. This is all included in the previous package. We also offer local support. So it's not someone in India. It's not someone in another country. It's no offshore runaround. It's just answers that we're going to be able to give you. If all of this is not enough, well, we are the owners of our company. So we can provide custom services. If you need custom development, custom modules, if you need custom integration, we can help with all of that. So if there was one thing that I would like you guys to remember is centralized information means no more guesswork, just teamwork that actually works, because checking with another department shouldn't feel like time travel. Now, thank you all for listening today, and I hope to meet with you soon. Take care.